going on, everyone? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is City Wrestling Radio Retro Reviews. I'm your host. I'm Corey Smith in the beautiful Diamond Studio in San Francisco, California. Joining me via Zoom chat today is my co-host, my favorite co-host on this show, the Retro Review Show, is my main roster mate himself, because he's the only one that will stand to watch WWE pay-per-views with me.
Someone's got to do it.
Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How's everybody doing? How are you doing, Mr. Smith? Big shout out to Sabu. Congratulations on the retirement. That's who I dedicate my point to every week.
Yes.
So yeah, welcome.
Thank you very much. How are you today, sir?
Very good, very good.
Good,
It's an eventful Survivor Series. Eventful November to remember.
You're absolutely right. It is November. We are coming up on that time of the year, the one time of the year where Raw and SmackDown and brands collide, and they go, argh. But we're here to talk about Survivor Series 2010 because that's the link you clicked on. You know what? Let's get right into it. But before I do, check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at City Wrestling Radio, and on Twitter at CWR415. So, Survivor Series 2010. Jose.
Yes.
What did you think of the show overall?
In one word, anticlimactic.
It was definitely one of those shows that was built on one thing. I'll give it credit. They did do a lot of what were they trying to do with this? Long-term storytelling.
Yes.
That's what they did. That's something they forgot to do nowadays. You know what I mean? But it wasn't good. Like, it was just like somebody trying to do something.
For a big four, it really wasn't. You didn't get the payout you wanted to. And something tells me that they really shelved the Survivor Series around this time.
Yeah.
And concentrated more on, your Rumbles and Mania and SummerSlam.
Well, it's 2010. It's God. What were you doing in 2010? Jose?
2010, I was partying hard.
I
was going out to bars. I had, it just hit the drinking age, and I was out and about.
I mean, I think I just started getting back into watching wrestling because of a little bit because of the Nexus, and I started kind of checking it out again. I'm like, okay. I always kind of what I would do is when I had cable, I would record it and fast forward through Raw.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it had the adverse effect. I actually started watching the Nexus stuff, and it didn't, resonate with me. So I kind of stopped watching as much. And wanting to go out and party every effing day it takes precedence over wrestling.
Yeah. Do you want to hear some of the top movies of 2010?
100.
What 100? Oh yes, that's 100%. Something the kids say on the emojis.
Yeah, I think so.
So we have Unthinkable, starring Samuel L. Jackson, and I believe Martin Sheen. Wow.
Never heard of that. Okay.
Wow. Black Swan. We know that movie.
Oh, that was a great movie.
Oh, Titanic 2.
What?
Titanic 2 came out in 2010, okay?
Okay.
Well, that sounds about right. Titanic 2, 2010.
Revenge of the Sunken Ship.
And I think that's The Rock,
Titanic.
isn't it? Yeah. The Rock in Faster. Oh, Rock Faster. And
Faster? Is that a Fast and Furious movie?
No.
It's just a generic straight to DVD.
Okay, so following a 10-year prison stint, Driver, Dwayne Johnson, sprints through the gates to take vengeance on those responsible for his brother's murder. Oh my. Within hours of dispatching his first one, he has two men on his tail, a veteran police officer that played by Billy Bob Thornton, and an eager assassin played by Oliver Jackson Cohen. Oliver Jackson Cohen, sign me up. I mean, all of his roles.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Driver, is that his name? Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's Driver.
His name is Driver. Driver tries to stay a step ahead of his pursuers. I fucking hate creative writing sometimes because you have to figure it out, like when you're reading it live.
Yeah.
But there are hints that his list is incomplete, and the unknown person may endanger his life. Check out Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in Faster.
Oh my god! You just brought me back to the Blockbuster days. I felt like I was reading the back of the DVD case. Should I take this one or no?
Do you remember Movie Phone?
Oh yeah. Totally.
And check out that movie playing at the. Anyways, Survivor Series 2010, everyone. Anticlimactic, right?
Everybody.
Anyways, let's get right into it because I can notes lead me follow through something.
Yeah. Okay. So really quick, this John Cena Nexus package, really well done. I mean, maybe I'm bugging out, but this package was excellent. Yeah, and it brought me up to date with everything I needed to know because I completely forgot everything that happened around this era. Very informative compared to the package that we saw later on. It was kind of crappy. I mean, this one stood out.
Well, yeah, they all had those like. It's funny because it's like 2010, but they're using songs from like 2006. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like not songs from that era, but like songs that are still stuck in that era. Mm-hmm. It'll be like Kid Rock or Static X or
they still play Kid Rock to this day.
That's I know. Anyways, this is taking place at the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. We have 8,000 in attendance with a 2,420
8,000 in attendance. Damn, they weren't drawing at all.
8,000 in attendance, yes, but a buy rate of 244,000.
Oh wow! So they really did no business back then.
Well, I mean, it's 8, 2010. It's 20. I mean, 20. Okay, let's think about 2010 in wrestling. You know what I mean? Okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't popular at all. Like they were literally in this. You had a situation where Daniel Bryan was like, or Bryan Danielson was like, well, I guess I'll go to WWE because that's what you do as a wrestler. And that was it. You know what I mean? They weren't making these $1 million deals. They weren't going to Saudi Arabia. Not until the explosion of the indies, not until, New Japan kind of came to prominence. So I think, there's been a wrestling boom from 2014, 2015 on?
Yeah, I mean? I would say so. Yeah. A little bit before we began our wonderful venture into podcast land.
And everyone is in WWE. You got Cody Rhodes, mm-hmm. Justin Roberts, Matt Striker.
Although we'd never know it.
What, Matt Striker?
That everybody's there. That all these people, like this roster is thick, and we don't get nearly as much talent as we should have on Big Four pay-per-view.
Yeah. Commentators for the show: Michael Cole, Jerry the King Lawler, and like I said, Matt Striker. And God, it sucks. I say Matt Striker was the highlight of the commentary table. Like from best to worst, it was like Matt Striker, Jerry Lawler, heel Michael, or Michael Cole, heel Michael Cole.
You know what I mean? He couldn't decide all night, right?
It goes back and forth. Michael Cole sometimes will be like, well, this guy did this and this and this. He deserves this. And then other times he'll be like, he's a geek. You can't do anything with him because he's a geek. He's a nerd. And I'm like, chill. Like, chill out.
This is when Vince stopped taking his bipolar pills.
Yeah.
A disclaimer, it's alleged. I don't know that he does take those pills.
Oh,
this is a parody, ladies and gentlemen.
I thought you were just making a joke.
I was just,
you were just a fictional story.
Yes.
A fictional story that doesn't.
You got to be careful nowadays.
God, anyways. Yeah, like I said, King was still stuck in the 90s, and heel Michael Cole is unbearable. Justin Roberts is the ring announcer for the evening. The one thing I will say about the commentary is that they are actually calling moves. Mm-hmm. So that was neat. You know what I mean? Like that we don't get that nowadays. We just get look he slammed him hard to the mat.
Oh, he hit him with the right hand there.
And then I'll call out was Kinshasa.
Mm-hmm. Look at that suplex. Yeah. And it's any toss that happens. Whoa, amazing suplex.
So what's going on in this pay-per-view? John Cena is fighting for his freedom. See, it all started in Hell in the Cell, where Wade Barrett had to go against John Cena in a one-on-one match. If Cena won, Nexus would disband. But if Cena lost, he would have to join Nexus. And unfortunately, he lost. The following night on Raw, There was a battle royal to determine a number one contender for the WWE title. Barrett instructed Cena to protect him in this battle royal. After weeks of frustration with the Nexus, John Cena is placed in a match against Randy Orton. Basically, if Cena wins, then Barrett gets to decide the special guest referee for his WWE title shot that he won. It makes no fucking sense at all. I don't get why he gets
very
to do
very
that.
convoluted too. Like it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, and so Cena's put in this match, and he's basically told he has to do everything to listen to Barrett, or else I'll get fired.
He has a new boss for some reason. Not Vince, not the anonymous general manager, but Wade Barrett holds power somehow.
Well, he beat him in a match. He had to join Nexus.
So
Wade Barrett pays the entire Nexus crew, which makes me
John
think.
Cena's millions.
Which makes me think, like, when Nexus broke off and like formed the Core, and then there was the Core and the Nexus. Like, did they just like all of a sudden invest all their money into starting a stable? Like, you see Wade Barrett just like, oh, want to print up these T-shirts here. It says the Core, and then like they got them with 2 R's, and they were like, they're messed up. You're supposed to say the Core, not Core. Yeah. They're like, sorry. Well, we'll sell them, and then they brought them to the merch. Mm-hmm. That's how I like to think stables are formed. Like, there's an actual like thought process. Like it's starting a company, or a podcast.
There has to be. Like the NWO had to. That's why the Four Horsemen never had T-shirts, because they had to go out and make them, and they told him, no. Ric Flair was like, no. If you want a shirt, you got to make it yourself.
Well, if
you want a jacket, you got to make it yourself. So nobody did it.
They just partied the night away, and you saw when Mongo came in, he's like, hey guys, let's make these shirts. And they had those, kind of cheesy. It just had the 4 on it with the horse coming through the 4.
Yeah. And I remember Arn Anderson, I think, had the Four Horsemen on a jacket, like one of those satin jackets.
Yeah.
And then there was a horse head in the middle.
Yeah. So Cena won by DQ because Wade Barrett pulled Cena out of the match and started beating him up. So he won by DQ. So therefore, Barrett gets named the special guest referee for his match that he instructed someone to help him win. Like, it's just so, like, why did you have to do all of this?
Yeah, you could have got there a lot faster.
All of this. It was just, like, taking a piece of gum and just stretching it out for no fucking reason.
Yeah, well, it wasn't... I love Freddie Prinze, but I think he was on the writing squad.
Yeah, I think so.
But I like Fred from Scooby-Doo.
Like I said... there was at least long-term storyline being told.
It's true, yeah.
But, there's a difference between, like, a plate full of food that's delicious and a plate full of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, this show was kind of a plate full of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
or at least
because you know what? You know why? Because I think they said this needs more seasoning. So they kept adding seasoning. No, this needs something else. And they put in more pepper, and they just, overdid it.
And every week they're just laying into Cena like, oh, you're going to turn your back on the WWE universe, and it's everything you've worked your life for. It's just like the title, if you help Barrett win, you're turning your back on the title and the champion you were. You're desecrating the title.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't know.
Big shout. A lot of people did a lot worse for that title.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
This isn't the worst thing that's happened to
definitely.
That title.
Randy Orton's just like, hey, can you not fuck me over, dude? Like,
yeah.
Please? I would appreciate that. Thanks.
It's a very slim Randy Orton, by the way.
Randy Orton looks like the cop from Terminator 2.
the T-3000?
I believe so. Yeah, the cop.
Liquid metal one?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just very slim in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Very short hair. Like, very clean cut. I don't know. Like I said, Cena's back is pressed against the wall because he just wants to be freed. And that's weird, but to say out loud.
Yeah.
Cena wants his freedom, but he knows that he'd be turning his back on everyone and everything and everyone he loves, including the fans, the locker room, our truth, His decision becomes even more difficult because on the November 15th edition of WWE Raw, old school edition, mind you, Roddy Piper gave Cena basically, he gave him a guilt trip. Saying, you know what?
Roddy Piper's been following us around, hasn't he?
On the shows.
Yeah, like we can't shake Roddy Piper for the last couple months.
He's back. No. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he's just haunting us. Maybe I just have to read the book. There's a message in there. He goes, you know what? To all podcasters, quit your job and go full-time podcasting because that's the only way you can make it. You know, it makes sense. Christ. Makes sense. Thanks, Roddy. Basically guilt tripped Cena saying, you know, you're turning your back on everything you love and everything you know and do. So the video package you were talking about, like you said, it was really cool. It was the two perspectives of Cena basically saying, I could do it. No, I can't. Yes, I can. No. I don't know why, but the intro got me really pumped.
Yeah, the intro was cool.
Yeah. Then we kick off our first match of the night. Ted DiBiase with Maurice versus the United States champion Daniel Bryan.
Just to clarify, it is Ted DiBiase Jr., not the old man.
Whoa. Okay. You're right. It's not Ted Sr., but rather Ted Jr. This is at the point in WWE where they had him drop the junior gimmick because Vince doesn't like the nickname. You know that, right?
He doesn't like long names, man.
No. The junior thing in particular. He was called Junior as a kid.
Right.
When he was around the shows, you know, with his father running the shows, everyone called him Junior. And so now he just hates that name. Hey, man. We all have our struggles and our pains, right?
Yeah. In like 5 years, we're going to see Vince. Okay, you are now going to be.
Well, look at Rey Mysterio. No, Rey Mysterio Jr.
You're going to be known as RM. Dominic, you're DM.
DM?
Like he's trimming him like first he started with, you know, Ted DiBiase Jr. Let's drop the junior. So now you're Ted DiBiase. And nowadays he's dropping the last name and now you're.
He's just going to give him jerseys.
Yeah.
Number 72. I want 72 versus 56. Tag match. 45. 32. It's like, Jesus Christ, Vince, calm down. Okay, so here we got Daniel Bryan. He won this title, the U.S. title, versus The Miz at Night of Champions 2010. The Miz, as you know, I believe is Money in the Bank holder.
Yeah, because I think he cashes in the next show.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah. Soon.
I didn't write down how Ted DiBiase got into the match, but he got the match somehow. He probably was like, Daniel Bryan, fuck you. And the match was booked because that's kind of how 2010 booking was booked for people like this.
Yeah. Speaking of The Miz, Maurice was looking great.
Yes,
she's still looking great. Still a hot woman.
I do love how she just has like, even to like the last time she was in the ring or, you know, at ringside, she just has the like, whatever, like the exact same thing. She has it like down to a T from 2010 until nowadays. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she's really good at what she does. The two lock up, and the fans were really into Daniel Bryan, which is weird because all I heard were the announcers bickering over Maurice, and I just thought, wow, the fans are dead. But no, it was just Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Tweedledumbass. I don't know. It was one of those things that just, they were really drowning out the fans at a certain point. Like, they were taking over the show with their commentary, just bickering back and forth about stupid shit. It was never about anything important.
There's a match going on. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And I know.
For the U.S. title. Come on.
I know Michael Cole, and he hates Daniel Bryan for some.
Yeah, right. I have that in my notes, and I was wondering. I read over them last night. I was like, "Wait, really? Did he give that much heat to him?" And obviously, he did. I wrote it down.
It was never really explained either, too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you: was this after the rehire? After he was rehired?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he was the Nexus.
Right? He was fired when he joined when the Nexus debuted. So he was rehired with that team with Cena, I believe. Was it SummerSlam before this? I believe so. And Daniel Bryan, because it was the Miz that was supposed to join the team, but he was like, Miz, we couldn't count on somebody that was gonna decide day of. And I'm like, Miz was busy. Like he had prior engagements, they fell through. He's trying to make his free time to help you guys out. Nonetheless, that's when Daniel Bryan came back and won the U.S. title, like I said, versus The Miz. The two exchange holds. That's Ted DiBiase and Daniel Bryan. The lights go out for some reason. I don't know why. They just
that was.
do it a few times.
I thought somebody was gonna come in. I thought somebody was gonna disappear.
They come back
We got
on.
nothing.
DiBiase gives Bryan a suplex to the outside. Bryan takes control. Ted delivers Ted delivers a double axe handle to Bryan as he's draped over the ring. The double axe handle is literally my least favorite move too. I mean, like, I don't know. The only time I ever liked it was in that movie Ready to Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when what was his name? The King.
Yeah.
When he was like, "I'll king you," and he used a double axe handle.
I will crown you.
Yeah, that's what it was. I'll crown you.
That was
Jimmy
awesome.
the King.
Shout out to Canyon.
Yeah. Oh, R.I.P. Canyon. Like I said, the only time I ever liked it, Ready to Rumble, when it was portrayed as a comedy, but the double axe handle, I mean, like, some of these moves, they need to start getting rid of. Like, do away
That's an
with
ancient move. Like, who used to do that? I think like Harley Race and Ricky Steamboat used that.
Yeah.
No, Steamboat had the chop from the top rope.
Like, at least make it look like come off the rope and, like, I don't know. Just what I think, just by watching.
Yeah, no, you're right. 100% right. I mean, sometimes, moves go out of date, just like everything else.
Bryan fights back, but is quickly knocked down by Ted. Ted is holding his own against Bryan, but he's not the best wrestling. He at least gets a nice high drop kick on Daniel Bryan at one point. Like, he got up there pretty nice.
Yeah,
pretty good. Bryan reverses a hold, pushing Ted into the corner. Missile drop kick to Ted in the corner. Bryan battles back with a series of kicks, knocking Ted with a running lariat, knocking him down. DiBiase then is knocked to the outside, but Bryan goes for a dive, hurting his own shoulder in the process. They get back in the ring. Bryan hits a top rope missile dropkick to DiBiase. Yes kicks, followed by a small package to Ted. Kick out. Ted hits a big clothesline to Daniel Bryan. DiBiase's fighting to lock in the Cobra clutch, but Bryan fights out. We get a spine buster to Daniel Bryan, which was a decent looking spine buster by DiBiase. And I say these things and I don't mention, that was a nice by Daniel Bryan, but it's Daniel Bryan. So, it looked nice. Yeah. The two battle on the turnbuckle, and, DiBiase is crotched by Bryan. And then Bryan goes back for a suplex off the top. Bryan fighting to lock in the something lock. It says label lock. I don't know what it was.
Lapel?
Lapel. Yeah, that's what it was. Lapel lock. But DiBiase battles out with a catapult to Bryan. Bryan then fights and successfully locks in the label lock. We get a submission victory.
Another one.
Catapults.
That's another one.
And
God,
what?
So old. It's so old. Just like
I mean,
and it's
more
one of
believable
the worst believable moves. Whoopsie daisy.
Into the turnbuckle, yeah, it is. But like, if it's like into like on the outside, like onto the ring post or something, that's a little different.
Yeah, like the only one that I'll accept that from right now is AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, or if it's into the ring rope, that's okay.
Oh, like underneath?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
When they fall down. Yeah. So I thought this was a decent match. No, you're good. I thought this was a decent match. Bryan is always amazing, and like I said, Ted isn't the best wrestler, but he really held his own against Daniel Bryan and didn't look too shabby. So.
Yeah, around this era, they definitely had a cookie cutter, and that cookie cutter was Matt Striker, that was Randy Orton, that was Ted DiBiase, that was, I mean, you could name another 4 or 5 guys that had that same, black trunks, black boots, short hair, parted to the side.
Alex Riley, the Miz. Like,
so that's what is lacking in Ted DiBiase.
And like I said, Daniel Bryan was over, man. He's doing all his moves that like even he's still doing today. running up the ropes or running up the corner when he runs into him to do the back
Yeah.
flip over. So it's amazing. Daniel Bryan's awesome, great. Ted DiBiase, apparently he got arrested for stealing a bunch of money or something. I don't know, but hey, time will only tell on that, right? Allegedly. Next up, The Miz and Alex Riley promo backstage. The Miz talks about being from Cleveland and being in Miami, and he just gets all passionate and he gets hot about LeBron James leaving Cleveland. So we're in that time. I forgot about that. I mean, I didn't forget about that happening, but I forgot that this was the time of that happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's funny. He's all sitting there complaining, like, you need to apologize to all the fans of Cleveland. And I remember when he left Cleveland, people were like burning his jerseys.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, like during that, there was a video of this guy at, what was it? Like he was at a Cleveland Indians game, but he wore his LeBron jersey and he got booed out of there. And like
Oh my God.
like the police had to escort him out of there. And it's just funny to me because people
that's too
actually,
much, man.
some people actually thought that, like, oh, LeBron owes us an apology. He left us, and it's just like,
Wow, you know what left a bad taste in people's mouths is that he held a press conference and he did this whole 1 hour special, the decision. This whole marketing tool that he used. I choose to go to the Heat. It pissed a lot of people off. Like it rubbed me the wrong way, and I don't like LeBron at all.
it's funny.
He's fine and all, he's a great player.
Yeah,
But at that point in his career, I thought it was a douchebag move.
it's funny because I was such a heel. I went and I bought a Miami Heat jersey T-shirt. Yeah, just to wear at the gym, but like I still had one. And I was like, oh, what's up, everyone? I was like, LeBron, number 6, baby.
Yeah, they're about to win like 20 championships.
Miz bitches and bitches and bitches. He says he doesn't care who holds the title after tonight. He issues a warning to both Randy and Barrett and puts them on notice.
Yo, when Miz comes back in 2021, he needs a serious reboot.
You think he is? He's going to come back and he's going to do Miz TV and he's going to...
No, you got to dump all that.
Well, he doesn't have Daniel Bryan to feud with now, so, I mean,
yeah.
Who's he going to feud? John Morrison?
Yeah, that's where they left it at, right?
But then the Miz will come back and he'll do his comedy routine, and hey, it's the Miz. So
that's why he needs a refresh. He needs something new. He needs to stop doing that little twirl that he does. He needs to stop doing that Jesse James. Welcome everybody, Miz TV. He needs to cut that out.
Yeah. Well, because he's more like he's not a. I don't know. Either lean more into his character or pull it back. Like either go like movie star, like, but don't, because right now he's more of like the Ryan Seacrest character. Like that's what I see his character is Ryan Seacrest. And if he wants to be more goofy about it, he can get more of a tan and be like have like a radio show or like host more stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like host everything WWE. He would have to host everything, like
run their podcast.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know, like, or pull it back. Like I said, be more movie star. Try to be like The Rock, and don't do any of the hosting stuff at all. Just try to just be a cool guy.
Just start like a special schedule, like play on that, like being missing all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, you guys, I got to film a movie. I won't be here for the next 3 months. I'll be back though, and then do one show, and then be like, I gotta go do a commercial, and then miss like 2 weeks.
Yeah. So Sheamus, he's backstage. You remember him? He wrestled in 2010.
Yeah.
He's backstage defending that he's not a bully because he was bullying John Morrison. I didn't write down why because I didn't really care.
Yeah, me neither. I had a big yawn on my notes.
These storylines, man, they're just bottom of the barrel, but like absolute worst. It's yeah. I'm sitting there watching, and I just can't believe I would watch it. And this is why I would fast forward through the shows during the time. Like I didn't care. Like I didn't have a wrestling podcast. You know what I mean? I'd fast forward through the shows.
You didn't have to care. Yeah.
I just went to go to WWE.com, saw what happened. Oh, great. Nothing. Cool. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, WrestleMania's on. I'll watch that. You know,
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
stupid. I hate it. Sheamus versus John Morrison.
I don't
Um,
even remember this match. I'm sorry. And John Morrison at the time, young and sproul, and he can jump off of everything and do flips off of anything. And I'm just not into it. I don't care.
yeah, I mean,
And you also get a sense that he's going to lose
yeah.
because that's kind of what they do to him.
Sheamus, he's beating down on Morrison. You know, the crowd is just dead for this match. Like they'll cheer when they're signaled to because these are die-hard fans. Like
Mm-hmm.
the people in the crowd are the people just like my WWE. No,
All 8,000 of them, yeah.
no, it's mine.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I don't know. I feel bad. I mean, I was a fan during that time, so I mean, I don't necessarily feel like that, but I would give them the benefit of the doubt, and I would cheer for them. Like, you know, when somebody's stomping on the mat, I'd be like,
Okay,
yeah,
let's go. Come on,
yeah,
let's go. Yeah.
yeah. And sometimes at indie shows, I'll definitely do it for people,
Mm-hmm.
but just if it's quiet, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, do some noise. Morrison gained some steam, but is being cut off by Sheamus. The two battle on the turnbuckle. Morrison powers out of a superplex attempt. Morrison then goes for a flying crossbody. Sheamus catches Morrison, rolls him out of the move, and lifts Morrison into a power slam. Which I mean, I'll give it to Sheamus. He's pretty incredibly athletic.
Oh, he's strong as shit. Yeah.
So and he's working with Morrison too, so these two can roll around. These two half naked guys can roll around. Something I've never said before. Morrison dodges a bro kick, hits Sheamus with an enziguri. The two exchange vicious strikes. You like how I added that? It was vicious strikes. Sheamus hits Morrison with an Irish curse backbreaker, which is a move I've always loved because it does look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Sheamus goes for a high cross, but Morrison reverses into another one of your favorite moves. I catapult into the turnbuckle. I thought this was like a one-legged Alabama slam, right? Like, cause he like lifted him up and he pulled him over his shoulder. So
Yeah.
it's a one-legged Alabama slam.
Sure. I'll buy it.
Sheamus is focusing on one of the legs of John Morrison. He goes for a half crab. Morrison goes for a Starship Pain, but is cut off by Sheamus. Morrison comes alive, but Sheamus goes for a bro kick and gets caught in the ropes. We get an enziguri to a running knee strike to Sheamus and the pin and the win. John Morrison.
I am shocked.
The upset of the evening over the former WWE champion, Sheamus.
Isn't he in line to like win another one soon?
He eventually does. I don't know. I think he beats Daniel Bryan eventually, right?
Okay.
Or no, and he beats Roman Reigns.
Remember.
I know that because it was like that whole Sheamus 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Like,
right.
I ended your title reign at that little time. It's so little, you know. It's little. I know I'm doing a British accent, but I have a limited resources of voices. So then, this was a nothing match.
We'll get it.
No one cared except for some reason there was a woman in the with a fedora in the front row who was just like really just like yeah. She was really, I don't know if she like knew John, like there was like a John Morrison's sister or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or Sheamus's sister. I don't know. But she was really into the match. I wasn't. I didn't give a fuck about it. I thought it sucked.
Yeah, it was pretty boring.
Well, yeah. What did you think of the match? Just it was boring.
The first thing on my notes is yawn, and you know I don't know. I've never been a big Sheamus fan. You know, he's cool. He's a good wrestler.
I want to like
very athletic and strong, like we talk about. But I don't know. Something doesn't speak to me in his work. It's just me.
You know what's funny, and I'm gonna make the minor like the like first world complaint here.
Okay.
But like being Irish, sometimes I look at like the people from Ireland, like some of the like celebrities or like you know like each crew like each like you're like if I'm Mexican, oh I'm this person's a celebrity, this person's a celebrity, and they're Mexican too. But I look at the people who are Irish, and I'm just like, we got Sheamus in the WWE, yay, Finley, hey, okay, but nonetheless. John Cena, he's backstage contemplating his entire life, probably thinking about what he's going to eat after the show.
Tacos or pizza?
I had tacos tonight.
Or pizza?
They accidentally gave me 2 carne asada when I ordered 1 chicken, but
that is no accident, my friend.
I'm not gonna. Like, she put them on. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "It's all right. Don't worry about it. Unless you want to give me a 3rd one for free."
Mm-hmm. I'll let it slide.
But in walks R-Truth. He offers to take Randy Orton out tonight in the match, not out to dinner or for tacos.
Time out. R-Truth is a goddamn time traveler. I'm convinced. That guy looks the same any era of any time. That guy's a time traveler.
If you go back and you look at his K-Quick days, he does look a lot younger. But you're right. He does
before he got his time machine.
He offers to take out Randy Orton in the match tonight, so John Cena doesn't have to make the harsh decision, which I'm just like, it just doesn't matter. Like, they're setting you up to get fired if you don't listen to Barrett. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. To me, it's just like, hey fans, I'm sorry if you hate me for it. Sucks to be you. I don't know. And then Cena wouldn't be able to look in the mirror tonight, though, if he accepted Truth's offer. Next match, we get Dolph Ziggler defending his Intercontinental title against Kaval.
Who? What the hell is a Kaval?
Loki.
Yeah.
Not Loki, but Low-Key. Lowki. I don't know, man. Loki. I never got into this guy ever. Mm-hmm. Like, in my mind, he's just like, remember how Austin Aries was like kind of popular for a minute in WWE? I never really liked Austin Aries. Loki's another one. It's just like, cool, dude. Like,
you know who he is? He is the father of not the actual father, but the cookie cutter, the stencil for Ricochet.
Well, it's funny how they mention. It's funny. Ricochet is another one that's mentioned. Is considered, what do they call it? Internet darling, an indie darling.
Yeah. And that's who Loki was. He definitely was one of those. Him and CM Punk were riding the same type of wave.
Daniel Bryan.
Bryan.
They mentioned them as internet darlings on the show. It's just like, whew, they're really trying to get the hardcore fan base.
Yeah, because really they don't, and they're changing the language too. It's not that they're the internet darlings, it's that they're indie darlings.
Yeah.
Just they don't want to recognize the indies as
well,
producing talent. They want to give all the credit to Ohio Valley.
Yeah. The two go back and forth with the commentary taking complete spotlight of this match, arguing because Kaval is the season 2 winner of NXT when NXT was a competition show. So, do you remember those days when they had to jump over like
I remember Tough
obstacle
Enough.
Course?
Then when it became NXT, because Tough Enough was more of a real world reality based show.
Yeah.
And then NXT became more like MTV's The Challenge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were like jumping over obstacle courses and what was it? Not Titus O'Neil. God, what was that guy's name? Percy. God, I can't remember. Was it Percy Watt? Not Percy Jackson. Anyways, Kaval hits a springboard crossbody to Dolph. Kaval is punching away on Dolph. Vicky distracts Kaval. Dolph evades, slams Kaval into the turnbuckle. The commentary is talking about ice cream and Dirty Harry. It's just, like I said, it's the god-awful
It's because they're bored just like we are. That's why.
They're just like, so Dirty Harry, ice cream. I don't even remember, man. Kaval does a cool handspring judo kick, which I'm like, all right, I'll give credit where it's due, to the face of Dolph. Kaval goes for his 680, whatever the fuck it was, lands on his feet, but Dolph takes over with a famouser. Eventually, Caval gets a roll-up pin, but Ziggler rolls into a pin of his own and gets the pin and the win on Caval.
Congrats.
So that was his championship. He got a title shot for winning season 2 of NXT, and there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Caval. Have a nice day. The match was crap and a waste of time. I feel like
The crowd was dead.
I feel like they owed him a title shot because I've heard stories of Low Key being not the easiest person to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I just what maybe and I say that with like whoever said it. You know what I mean? Just stories around there. Whoever he was working with, I don't know. The person he was working with could have been a dick too.
Yeah.
But
Was this during TNA times or WWE times or both? Just the reputation he carried.
Afterwards.
Okay.
So I just wonder if it was one of those things where it was like he was just maybe standing up for himself, saying, "Hey, I was guaranteed a title match at a pay-per-view. You guys haven't given it to me." And they're like, "Okay, hey Dolph, come here." Yeah, you guys are gonna go like what was it, like 5 minutes or whatever,
Mm-hmm. This is like 8, right?
So
Something.
I didn't write it down. So yeah, I felt like that's what it was. Like he was just owed the match. So we get the heel Survivor Series team backstage. Cody Rhodes, Alberto Del Rio, my notes say Trey McIntyre, Drew McIntyre. I like Trey McIntyre though.
Yeah.
And the ever so famous Tyler Rex. He's crazy because he's got messy hair.
Jesus.
It's so bad. They're backstage. They're just like, I'm a heel. No, I'm more of a heel. Well, I'm the captain heel. I'm the king heel. I'm the real heel. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I don't know. It's rinse and repeat with these, this era. Because it was probably the same. I want to go back and like watch all the promos during the shows of this time between like 2006 to 2000, I would say 14 of the heel teams because they're probably all exactly the same,
Oh yeah, they're trying to be edgy and break the rules.
Yeah.
Let's say bad words and do sexual innuendo.
Well, they weren't even. No,
and all the jokes probably fall
This
flat.
is like turning to the PG era, so
it's because all these jokes that they're telling are starting to fall flat.
Yeah,
guys, we gotta bring it back.
Yeah. So next up, we have the Survivor Series match: Team Mysterio. That's Big Show, Chris Masters, Kofi Kingston, MVP, and Rey Mysterio versus, I guess, Team Del Rio. Team Del Rio, we have Dashing Cody Rhodes, the All-American Deck Thwaga, some kid named Drew McIntyre, and Tyler Rex and Alberto Del Rio. So, I mean, I don't know. Out of those names, you got Cody Rhodes and Jack Swagger, who are in AEW. Drew McIntyre, who's a former WWE champion now.
Big shit, main eventer.
Alberto Del Rio's a piece of shit. And Kofi Kingston, former WWE champion. Big Show, AEW. Chris Masters, who's doing his own thing in NWA. Rey Mysterio, who's still going strong today with his son DM. And I mean
MVP. Yeah, MVP was doing big things recently.
What's Tyler Rex doing? That's what I really want to know. I need to know this now, just to stretch this out, because it's not like we had to restart the show. Gabby Tuft is. Oh, that's right.
What?
I forgot about this. So Tyler Rex had a. You know what? We hate on Tyler Rex here, but from San Francisco, California. So he's a hometown hero.
All right.
And he is no longer a he.
What? Oh, no, my God, that's right.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So
that's who it was. This is recent news too, right?
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up. Let's see. Let's see. I want personal life. I don't want that fucking. 2021 came out as a trans woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So That was earlier this year, and good for. It now is going by the name Gabby Tuft.
Okay, is Gabby wrestling?
Gabby wrestling. I don't think so.
Ah.
Because Gabby had, let's see, Tuft has been married to her wife Priscilla since 2000. So they have one daughter. Okay, and Tuft went. Okay, so Tuft underwent open heart surgery in 2019. So I'm gonna say
Wow.
the chances of wrestling again are probably not that
Yeah.
great. But nonetheless,
New lease on life.
we're going to talk about 2010 Tyler Rex, not Gabby Tuft.
I put Tyler Reeks.
Tyler Rex sucks, man. Oh, I'm sorry, but and I mean, he was all right wrestler at the time.
I don't remember it at all.
Yeah. Let's see.
Sorry, not sorry.
Let's see. Del
I'm
Rio
sorry.
and Ray start the match. Technically,
Alberto had so much effing. He oozed charisma, knew how to be a heel, wrestled decently. He's a great. I don't want to say great luchador, but he was a good luchador. He's just a dick.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess
There's not much you could say about the guy. He had a ton of potential. Could have gone the limits.
Oh, that felt good.
He could have been a Mexican John Cena. No.
I don't think so. I don't know. He was too much of a heel.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. So either way, he took his potential and threw it in the toilet.
Let's see. Del Rio tags out quickly by tagging the dashing Cody Rhodes, who, God, I hate his gimmick at this time because he's like wearing nothing. Like he's wearing the smallest trunks and then just like tape around his hand, plus a jacket that has like a one of those like foil mirrors on the back.
Yeah.
It's so bad. And Ray and Cody go back and forth, leading to a disaster kick to Ray. I don't know, man. What did you think of this match overall? Like, because I'm gonna just pull something up real quick.
MVP was getting some shocking pop. Am I wrong?
He's from Miami, Florida.
So that's why he's getting on. I mean, let's just be fair and say that at this point WWE didn't like Survivor Series matches. That's why this is the only Survivor Series match on this show. Back in my day, that's all it was, is Survivor Series matches.
Yeah.
And little by little, they pulled back.
On Survivor Series, you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Because, they had like maybe 3 Survivor Series matches in the pay-per-view and like maybe the world title.
It would be like the Bushwhackers and whoever versus.
Yeah. They'd be a tag team Survivor Series match. Then they'd be a Survivor Series match with your Intercontinental Champion. And then a Survivor Series match with Hulk Hogan leading the Hulkamaniacs.
Yeah, exactly. No, I remember. One day we'll review one of those, just not today.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. I don't know. Or we'll have some bad news for you. Without going through the entire match and everything that happened, because I mean, I don't know, this match doesn't mean anything. It's just Del Rio and Mysterio's feud continuing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. MVP is eliminated first by Drew McIntyre. Then Chris Masters is eliminated by Alberto Del Rio. Alberto is eliminated by the Big Show. Cody Rhodes eliminated by the Big Show. Tyler Rex eliminated by Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston eliminated by Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger eliminated by Rey Mysterio. And the final participant, Drew McIntyre, eliminated by the Big Show. And for some reason, when they won, like the commentator or the announcer yells, "And the sole survivors," the soul. Okay, it's not SOUL survivors. No. It's SOLE. Soul survivor meaning what?
Yeah.
Uno.
Soul survivors.
Not dos. Not.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah. At that point, you just said the survivors are.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was one person, because Soul Survivor is just like, oh, there was a plane crash. The sole survivor is this
Big Show, Rey
the
Mysterio.
baby, the 6-month-old baby is somehow alive, and
Yeah.
her baby power saved her, and I don't know
I had a great thought.
what. Well, it's better than my thought about a plane crash and a dead baby and a baby living.
The baby was the sole survivor.
Yeah, but there's 300 people dead now in my mind.
Okay, you're right. To lighten things up, wouldn't Kofi be awesome in AEW right now?
He would do pretty well. I feel like he would get lost in the mid card of AEW, like because there is that like not doing anything phase on AEW, which I know like they don't use everyone all the time, whatever. Mm-hmm. But that is just like everyone has their role. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's the exact same shit. Like Triple H could criticize because Triple H would say things like everyone's got their part in the play, and they gotta play the part. But it's just like that's it. That's what it is. And the same thing.
I think AEW does it old school style where they actually reward pop.
Yeah,
and jump on somebody's flame when it's hot.
Yeah,
they do that.
Strike the iron when it's hot is what somebody says when they're doing something, right?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So
the match was paint by numbers.
Yeah.
Regular good guys getting the win, and the bad guys, they're excused.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like how they go for that one spot though when Ray goes for a 619. I think to Swagger, and he does he gets on Big Show's shoulders.
Yeah.
It's so bad too because they're both just like.
Yeah. No, Ray almost fell.
Don't fall, Ray. He's like,
I can't see
not to. Don't let me fall.
Hold me up.
Please.
Hold me up.
And he was the wind beneath his wings, and he let him soar off of his shoulders.
Good job.
Randy Orton talking about his thoughts on John Cena. He goes, John Cena, he's got a lot going on. It's like, dude, it's just stretching it out. It's like, dude, like, have you ever made bread? Sometimes you over knead it, like sometimes you over process something and it's not good anymore. Just the right amount of mixing. Yeah. No, same shit over and over again. WWE.
Hulk Hogan.
Who? Randy or Cena?
I said Hulk Hogan.
Oh, what you mean? What, just like stretching it out?
You just stretch it out. Oh my God, that guy's career it's been like 500 years, and it should have been done a long time ago.
We have a handicap match for the WWE Divas Championship. We have Lay Cool defending their titles against Natalya, which apparently wasn't. Michelle McCool is the champion, and Layla is the self-proclaimed co-half of the champion.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I felt, what would have been cool if, like, during their handicap matches, if whoever got the pinfall win would be the actual champion, which would cause them to have some tension between each other. Like, why did you go for the pin? Oh, like, well, I was just going to win it for us. Like, well, if you're champion, I'm champion, right? It's like, yeah, but no.
You're a little too smart, buddy. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I guess for WWE's taste, right?
What else hasn't changed is Natalya smiling through the whole goddamn match. Win or lose, heel or face, she just loves smiling.
Everybody. She comes down to her music. She looks like $1 million here. She looks good.
Yeah, I did notice that she did get a nose job though through the times.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, go back and look. Nah, don't go back and look. Take my word for it.
McCool starts the match. Lay Cool using their number advantages on Natty. At one point, Natty was dropped over the ring, and McCool just pulls Natty out of the ring and looked pretty sharp the way she did it.
Mm-hmm.
Double suplex to Lay Cool, buying Natty some time. McCool caught on the barricade, and Natty tosses her over the barricade, the outside barricade. Same with Layla. Layla coming into the ring, and Natty tosses McCool into Layla, them knocking noggins in the process. That's Layla and Michelle McCool. Natty rolls at McCool, but transitions into a sharpshooter. We get a submission victory, and this is like a 3-minute match. Natty gets the victory over Michelle McCool.
Which all Divas matches were back in the day. Remember that? They used to have them all do like 3 to 5 minutes tops.
They still do. I mean, look
The
at that.
Divas, I mean the Divas, the women's wrestlers.
Look at
I have been watching regularly,
the
so I'm not too sure.
the Queen's Crown. The entire tournament was under 20 minutes.
Wow!
Under 20, the entire
Oh
tournament.
my god!
So, after the match, Lay Cool's beating down on Natty, and the next segment got the biggest pop of the night for me, which was Beth Phoenix returning because Beth Phoenix is awesome.
Yeah, but you knew it was coming.
She was out for 6 months with an ACL tear. She helps takes out Lay Cool and Layla with a beautiful looking glam slam. Like, it looked really good the way she hit Layla with that glam slam. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but I didn't think this match was like that bad.
It wasn't horrible.
Because it was.
I mean,
just
Natty,
there.
me giving her all her criticism, she's still a fucking talent, and she's raw in the ring.
Yeah. Like it did what, like 3 minutes. It put a babyface over. Beth returns. It wasn't sloppy. Like
no. I mean, for a Divas match in 2010, this was super solid.
Yeah, if you want me to say this was a bad match, like if anyone's like, I can't. Like I know it was kind of lame. Like it's a Divas 3-minute match. Like, this match fucking sucked. Like, it's not like. It's
okay, but here you go. Would you rather have this Divas match, or would you rather have a WWE style Divas match where you get like arm bars and
or would you rather get like
and...
Dolph Ziggler versus fucking Caval again? You know?
Yeah.
I'd rather Natty versus Lay Cool
with zero like wear down moves. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what extended. I mean, that's what could have extended the match. If they're gonna do it, that's what they were gonna do. Okay, now get her in a headlock for 3 minutes.
Then we have the World Heavyweight Championship match of the night. Kane defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Edge. I love it. It's the battle of the 4-letter named men.
Don't
Kane,
you just love that? Edge. Their names are so direct and so short.
You know, one's
they don't have last names,
and one's an Edge. Ugh, they're so extreme.
One's the evil son, Kane.
They're products of the Attitude Era. Anyways, Edge became #1 contender after doing so. So Edge became #1 contender.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write down how I was supposed
to. You know what I did? I skipped the package. I figured, Corey will talk about it.
The
whole time I was like, why are these guys wrestling?
So basically, he won the #1 contendership. Edge knew he had a game plan to take out Hell's favorite demon. So Edge started with the mind games, kidnapping Paul Bearer and torturing him for weeks. Edge comes to the ring with an empty wheelchair. I don't know who the fuck is the heel and who's the face in this match.
Yeah.
It's two heels, right?
This is,
or is Kane supposed to be the face?
This is, no. I think this is tweener Edge. Remember for a while he
kidnapped Paul Bearer.
Yeah, but he's a bad guy. He's bad.
Oh my god!
It's okay to do bad things.
That's a person. Like,
yeah.
I mean, well, he's not living anymore, but he was a living person.
Yeah. No, let's stop. Take a look around. We're in WWE.
I'm in my room.
You know what I mean.
Oh yeah. Which I was like, where is Paul Bearer? I felt like he should have come out and like have him all duct tape, like. Anyways, Edge takes it to Kane as soon as the bell rings.
Crowd is checked out. Yeah, this is their pee break, and this is the world title match.
Edge is beating down on Kane, and it just seems weird because Kane is at this. Like, it's like this is okay. I feel like Kane had 2 really strong points of his career when he first debuted, and this era, because this era he was booked as a monster, like he was taking everyone out. Yeah, he was world champion, and it to me like Edge just like getting him down with punches. To me, it was like, what?
Yeah, I actually had I don't remember this era, right? So I don't know what's happening, and I don't know the storylines, and I don't know how Edge and Kane are being treated, right? It felt to me like Kane lost some of his superpowers when he took the mask off. and he cleaned up the
Well,
eyes, because he's pretty clean.
he became like more vicious after that for a minute, and then it
Well,
just cut
in
off.
this match, he seemed he was dominating. He dominated the whole match. That's why it was boring, right? Because we had very slow moves, very methodical wrestling.
Yeah.
So this put the crowd to boredom tears. Anyway, and then out of nowhere, Edge like gets the edge, no pun intended, on Kane, like really easily.
Yeah.
So to me, it felt like Kane lost some of his superpowers.
I mean, in this match, Kane just looked like dog duty. Let's see. Edge is beating down on Kane. Kane takes control while the both are grounded. Edge suplexed into the ropes and booted out of the ring. Edge is outside the ring, which is weird because I don't know, he barely took any offense when he's outside, and then Edge, like, he takes control for a second. I don't know. It's so much back and forth between the two, and Edge is just like beating down on Kane, and it just makes Kane look so weak.
It does.
I
See,
can't get
that's what
over
I'm
it.
saying.
I can't
That's
get
what I'm
over it.
saying. Yeah.
Edge begins a comeback, hitting a crossbody off the ropes at Kane. Kane gets on the ropes, goes for the flying lariat, and Edge counters with a drop kick. Kane is
Good.
Yeah, as Kane's coming off the top rope. Kane goes for a choke slam, but is reversed into a DDT. Big boot to Edge as he goes for a spear. Choke slam to Edge, followed by a kick out. Edge goes for a spear, and both men fall down. Both men fall with an arm over each other, like barely over each other. Barely, like it was like, like these are their legs, these are their arms. Hey, how you doing? Kids fall down. They're falling down. That's how they were pinning each other. It's just like barely arm over the other person, and the referee counts the 3 count. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. Like,
Yeah, and you know
oh
what?
my God.
I fast forward to TLC to see what this month, December, is my turn to pick our retro review. So I decided to peruse December's pay-per-views. TLC was the next one, and that match between Kane and Edge also ends in a DQ.
Stretch it out.
We're talking about Survivor Series. This is a big 4. You're supposed to be ending feuds and gearing up for Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
you have a new hot pay-per-view, TLC, that's right around the corner that you can make hot.
Yeah, the Survivor Series is a cool down period, I think, to me. Like, you don't want to continue feuds through Survivor Series unless it's like really, really hot.
Yeah.
So we're informed that both men are down, and rather than the ref counting a 10 count, he counts a 3 count.
Yeah.
Which, in my
on the slightest of pins. Yeah, you're right. 100%
right. I think a 10 count is more warranted in this situation. You know what I mean?
You're 100% right. Like, I couldn't put my finger on what the solution was to this, and you just figured it out right there. Yeah, it should have been a 10 count.
Like, I get if one of them, like, put more of, like, he looked over and was like, oh, count the pin. You know what I mean? And was like, had somewhat control, but no one had control of the pin. That's what a pin is. Like, you're supposed to hold them down for 3 seconds. It's just a fucked finish. I didn't enjoy this match anyway, so it was stupid.
And the ring announcer called it for Edge, which, you know what? It could be the right call because the person who hit the last offensive move was Edge. He hit the spear.
Yeah.
So his arm should have counted more because Kane was the victim of the offensive move. So that pin should have been allowed for Edge. So that's what the announcer was thinking. But the referee has a different idea.
Yeah. It was dumb. It was stupid. Both men brawl. Edge put Kane in a wheelchair and wheeled him off.
Did you say what the call was? The official call from the referee?
No, what did he say?
He said, "This match is a tie. Tie base goes to the runner. Being that your champion is Kane, he retains on a tie."
Yeah, Tony Schimmel. God, guy's amazing, but I don't know. His voice is great, but it's just I don't know, man. They
Yeah.
over-explain shit at this point too. It's just like
Mm-hmm.
I get it. Everyone gets it.
Yeah.
8,000 in attendance in Miami, dude. Like honestly, like the people here want to be here and they know what's going on. They don't even want to be here. They just that's all they got.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have been there if it was 2010 and I was in Miami, but
I probably would.
I
Smart.
probably would have.
2010 in Miami? What?
Well, I'd probably be like at Disneyland, and I don't know if that's even close. That's Orlando.
Yeah, whatever the nearest club was.
So then next match, or no, next up, Wade Barrett talking to Cena backstage. He's reminding him. He says, "Hey, Cena, if you screw me over, I'm gonna fight." I kind of look like him too right now. I'm gonna fire you because I shaved. I'm like, I'm gonna fire you, right? I'm Wade Barrett. I'm gonna give you some bad news. It sounds
You
like
got the part two.
exactly. You know, I'm like the blonde Barrett. I'm blonde Barrett. And here we're just like explaining it the entire night. Remember, if you pin me, I'm gonna fire you. If I lose, I'm gonna fire you. There's just points where it's just like, I don't know, he could have ended the match. I'll get there. Cena says he's gonna call it down the middle. So cool. Good
Right down the middle, daddy.
Vladimir Kozlov and Santino Marella versus the Nexus, Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. This is for the WWE Tag Team titles, the penny titles.
Santino was over as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I did love the Cobra and Santino Marella. This was a match. I don't know. Heels building heat. Kozlov. Well, they were building the heat on Kozlov, which I'm like, I know everyone wants Santino to get in there, but they should be building the heat on Santino because he's the small guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Vladimir is like the big, strong guy to come in, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Santino runs wild after getting the hot tag. He goes for the Cobra, but McGillicuddy and Otunga distract Santino Marella and said Cobra. Heath hits like a sling blade from behind and gets the pin in the win. So.
Damn it. That was fast, too.
Then after the match, they're just like, yeah, we won. Woo. They're celebrating. And all of a sudden we get the anonymous Raw general manager alert. And Michael Cole stands up and he says as usual, you know, I got a message from the general manager. And I do love Jerry the King Lawler. He goes, yeah, we heard the noise. That's what the noise means. We all heard it.
Yeah. We know what it means,
Jerry.
now, Cole. Come on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I needed that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Cole, he.
By the way, I completely forgot that was a thing. Until I heard the noise, I went, "Oh shit, that's right."
Yeah. Which it's funny because I think we saw it earlier, and like when them going ringside, and I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, me neither.
He reminds that the Nexus is banned from ringside for Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton tonight.
Yeah, because then that would just be too convoluted.
They're just like, what? wait, that's not fair, man. This match is not fair for Wade Barrett. He needs our support.
Okay, so the general manager allows Wade Barrett to own John Cena's contract, taking money away from WWE and putting it into. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm getting.
Yeah, but he doesn't allow them ringside.
Yeah.
He does. He forces Cena. Yeah, he forces Cena that he has. No, it wasn't even that. He like. Or he or she or them. I guess it was Hornswoggle, I guess technically, who the
that's right.
GM was. But was like, oh, you have to listen to Barrett or you'll get fired. Meaning that the Raw general manager not only was like, oh, you have to do what Wade Barrett says, but he was also forcing him under WWE contract. It's not like Wade Barrett was paying the guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Just ruined my whole bottom line because we all know that John Cena is the main draw on Raw.
Freddie Prinze is just like, no, man, I got the storyline going, and it's really good. It's really, really good.
It's for kids. This is a children's show. It's for kids.
Yeah, it's still real to me, man. It's still real to me. Then we have Wade Barrett versus Randy Orton, the main event for the WWE title, the spinner belt. I had this belt at one point, the replica. I wish I would have kept it.
Yeah, but it's a spinner belt, but they put crazy glue behind the symbol so it wouldn't spin anymore.
Yeah.
Nice.
It didn't make sense though for anyone else to have a spinner belt. So
yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, that'd be great if they put like a piece of cardboard underneath and you could see it every week. So they put the cardboard so it wouldn't spin.
John Cena is a special guest referee, as I mentioned before, and this is just like
And as WWE has mentioned before
this
a
is just
thousand
this is
times
the John
today.
Cena show. Like it doesn't matter about the match at hand. Everyone's just talking about Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Cena. He barely does anything in this match. He doesn't even do any moves.
He just yells at people.
Just yells at people like he does in real life. Where
That was
were you?
2.5.
Where were you, Nicole?
2.5.
We were supposed to get to dinner at 5:30. Where were you? So at one point, Randy is pounding away on Barrett in the corner, and instead of Cena calling for a 5 count like a referee should, he just pulls Randy off. And I'm just like, why are you getting physically involved when you don't need to be getting physically involved?
Yeah.
See, I'm calling a lot of good ref spots here. WWE needs to hit me up. They need a ref continuity writer. That's what they need.
There you go. Yes.
Referee continuity.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I already said that. But Wade Barrett, he takes control of the situation, hitting Randy with a big boot, and he looks at John Cena and says, "All right, Randy. All right, you do what I said. All right, that's good." It's just like, I don't know. I never got into Wade Barrett either.
Yeah,
I like him now in NXT.
Yeah, he's good as a
He's funny
permanent
now.
announcer.
Yeah,
I didn't like that when he got on that pedestal.
Ready to go some bad news. Well, yeah, I hated that shit.
Yeah,
Dude. It was stupid. He's the League of Nations.
Oh yeah, that's right.
This happened again, but with
Del Rio too, right?
Yeah, but with Jesus Barrett. So that happened again with Barrett being pulled away this time off of the Randy Orton, which I'm just like, again, it didn't need to happen. Mm-hmm. They battle on the outside, and instead of Cena starting a 10 count, he just asked the two men to get back in the ring. And the commentators are yelling, well, the title can't change in the hands on a 10 count. And I'm just thinking, why does that fucking matter to John Cena? Mm-hmm. Like, 1, 2, I'm a referee. 3, double DQ. Technically, you didn't win. Technically, you didn't lose.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. I'm free, right?
Belt goes to the champion. It's a tie.
So, I don't know. Well, the title, yeah.
Is the match no DQ too?
I don't remember.
They didn't say, right? Because it's not.
If John Cena interferes, it's one of those things like you're a special guest referee. Like, if you're the special guest referee, who is going to tell you that you're DQing? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're the official.
He could have very easily, see, that we're making too much logic. But he could have very easily punched Randy Orton and then another referee run down the ring like, you're disqualified.
No. Yeah.
Wade Barrett.
Well, nonetheless, John Cena doesn't do that, so we don't have to worry about too much about that. But Barrett gets Randy down, hits an elbow drop, pump handle slam to Randy, boss man slam to Randy, draping DDT to Wade. The fans are doing their "Let's Go Cena, Cena Sucks," which, like I said, it's this is what happens when you put John Cena in a side role. You know what I mean? Like, he just takes the spotlight. Doesn't matter. Like, Randy's probably just like, whatever, I'm collecting my check. And Barrett's like, I'm trying to get over here. I'm in a WWE title match. This is great for my career. Is it, though? Was it? Yeah. Clothesline to Barrett on the outside. As Randy is getting into the ring, Barrett hits Randy with a wasteland. Cena goes for the count, but Randy gets his hand on the ropes. And I love how Cena's like, I was going to count it, Wade. I was going to do it legitimately, but... Like, you know what I mean? He's like, he really is rooting for Wade. He's like, please win. Please win, like actually win.
Yeah.
Please.
You see that right before this pin, he did a slow count, like not on purpose. Because when they landed, he counted 1 right when their shoulders hit. So he went 1. And he was like, oh shit, that was way too early.
Oh, okay. 2. No, I didn't see that, no.
2.5. It was 2.5. Wait, it was 2.5.
But so this enrages Wade Barrett. He gets up and gets in Cena's face. He pushes Cena, and Cena shoves him back, and he shoves him directly into Randy Orton and gives him an RKO. We get the pin and the win. Well,
on a slow count, too.
The hesitant count. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's a slow count because he went 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, he just stopped for a second. But you're right. He count the 3 count. Mm-hmm. And Randy Orton retained the WWE title, the non-spinning title, and this match kind of had me groaning the entire time because, like I said, it's the John Cena show for
Mm-hmm.
Third time I've said that. The star of this match, it really is though Randy Orton. I didn't write anything else down after that for some reason, so I'm gonna ad lib the rest. The star of the match was actually Randy Orton, I thought, because I think he played all his roles correctly. I mean, he looked great in everything he did. To me, though, like I said, Cena doing a side role, no good for me. What do you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. John Cena was a distraction to the match. Total distraction. They should have made him maybe like the enforcer referee in case something happened. Or they just done something completely different with this whole angle. I don't know what, but the way this is
Maybe an
playing out
actual
right now,
match.
yeah.
Where
I
they
mean,
could have
he
for
didn't
him.
fight Wade Barrett. What does he fight him at TLC? I think he might.
No, I don't remember, man. He got reinstated somehow.
Yeah. So he either fought him at TLC or in January, whatever the January pay-per-view is. And that's, I don't know. And then he goes on to bury and Nexus from there on. He got his shovel.
So that's well, after the match, Nexus tries to beat down on Cena and Randy, but Randy and Cena, the two grizzled veterans, I would say, that's the words I was looking for, beat down on the Nexus, and Cena is like, "Oh, I gotta quit. That sucks." Well, he hugs Randy. He takes his sweatbands
hands
off.
him the title.
Yeah, he takes his sweatbands off and leaves him in the ring. Goes and hugs Michael Cole. I'm just like, ugh. That's just like a weird,
And that is super weird. But then they drag it on like earlier on. He hands the title to Randy. Randy does his poses, and John Cena's in the corner sulking. Go ahead, man, do your pose.
You ended the match too early, Cena. What are you doing?
Let me contemplate the future.
Yeah.
And then once he leaves, then he does his, victory lap or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, this match, this show it sucked overall.
Yeah.
I personally thought. But what did you think of Survivor Series 2010 overall?
Very anticlimactic, man. I was expecting something better on pay. Again, I don't know why every time we go to WWE events for the retro review, I would say maybe 70% of the time we look at the card and we're like, wow, this seems impressive. And then the show comes and we're not impressed. I don't know why that is. I do know why. It's the writing. It's the writing, this execution.
Writing. Yeah. Well, Survivor Series 2010 is in the books. We can check it off of our wrestling retro review watch list. So like I said, the rules, I said last time, the rules are, and it's not just like, 10 years to the date. It has to be like a full, in 2022, all the 2011 stuff will be open for review. You see what I'm saying? So on January 1st, 2022, 2011 will be open. 2023, all the 2012 stuff will be open.
And so on and so forth. You guys know patterns.
In 2029, all the 2018 stuff will be open. And then we can review our podcast.
We'll review ourselves.
Yeah,
we really suck.
Yeah, but like this guy, who's this guy? Who's this fourth guy they had on the show? He seems kind of entertaining. Sometimes, He's a good guy. But Jose, it's your turn to spin the wheel and make the deal. It's your pick for holiday season. Santa Claus is coming to town. What are you going to make them watch?
I have a good gift for you. Now, December is not very well known for pay-per-views. We know that in the spring we have our WrestleManias. In the summer you have your SummerSlams. But in WCW land, December is the time for Starrcade. That's their version of WrestleMania. That's who I'm choosing. I didn't go with TLC, and I didn't go with Armageddon because I want to review one of the most infamous shows of the WCW WWF Monday Night Wars. So we're going to flash back to 1997, and we're going to look at the controversial match of Hollywood Hulk Hogan versus the 1 year silenced Sting, making his return with a special referee that must not be named yet.
So we got Eddie Guerrero taking on Dean Malenko.
Dope. That's for the cruiserweight, right?
Yeah. We have Scott Norton, Vincent, and Randy Savage. This is NWO. His peak NWO, like oversaturation, versus Ray Taylor and the Steiner brothers. Goldberg, Steve McMichael, Perry Saturn, Chris
That
Benoit.
should be good. That Goldberg Steve McMichael match alone is worth the price of admission.
Buff Bagwell, Luger, DDP, Kurt Angle. Oh, this is DDP.
DDP Kurt Angle.
Going for the WCW United States title, which is when I met him when he was that champion. So Larry Zbyszko is wrestling. Oh, he's facing Eric Bischoff.
Mm-hmm. And remember, Larry Zbyszko's gimmick back in the old AWA days, he used to carry nunchucks, so he's known as this, like karate master, right? At this time, Ernest the Cat Miller was Eric Bischoff's kid's karate teacher and also Eric Bischoff's karate teacher. So he knows and he's familiar with the martial arts.
Funny. So I will say this: the special guest referee gimmick you were referring to is in this match, not the main event. I won't mention the special guest referee, though. You said you don't want me to mention him because it's 1997. I don't want anyone to find that out. And then Sting facing Hollywood Hogan for the WCW World Heavyweight title. I am excited. Jose, thank you. That is a Christmas gift for me, for sure.
And to all of you at home.
And next month will be a special month. We will also have the year-end show, whichever way that'll be.
I'm sure it'll be exciting either way.
Yeah. It'll be great. It'll be great. Anyways, nonetheless, we're going to get out of here. We're going to end the show here tonight because I am too tired. That'll be my tag team name, Too Tired. Like, too sleepy and too grouchy.
I call it Too Sleepy.
Yeah, I'll be too grouchy. Actually, I am pretty grouchy when I'm half asleep. I feel bad for my girlfriend sometimes. She just, tries to wake me up. I'm like, what? What do you want?
Don't you know I did a podcast all night?
One time, I shushed her in sleep. I said, shh. She goes, what? I go, you're talking in your sleep. She goes, you talk in your sleep too. And I go, oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, my God.
Anyways, guys, thank you very much for joining us. We're
Ladies
going
and
to get out of
gentlemen,
here.
this is Corey sleeping. This is Corey in bed. And this is Corey Gun to Snore.
City Wrestling Radio. And we will see you next month before Starrcade 1997. Have a great day. See you later. Bye.